every incentive that Black Americans made to better ourselves in this country and to put in law, we don't get none of that shit. It goes right to immigrants.
If you think that we get help from the U.S. government when we move here, let me tell you this. We don't get nothing from the U.S. government. Nothing at all. But I'm going to take my time to tell you how we do it.
Everyone is invited to this scenario. So everybody come on in. Immigrants and Black Americans, okay? Everybody come on in. First gen, second gens, everybody come on in. So it's not the fault of many immigrants that they don't know what they entered into when they came into the United States of America. Some knew already, but many don't know that they're entering a war that has never ended.
Us immigrants, not all of us, but a lot of us, seem to forget, or maybe they just don't know. But if you have been living in this country long enough, you should know that. The reason why we're here, the reason why we are allowed to be here, is because of the work Black Americans did, because of the sacrifices they did, because all the fights they had to fight in order for us, for them, because they didn't do it for us, they did it for themselves, and it's right. But today we are enjoying the fruit of their labor.
I'm African American, and I'm gonna say this. I stand with Haitians, I stand with Africans, I stand with Jamaicans, I stand with Native Americans, I stand with brown Hispanics. And that's the way it's always been for me since I was a little girl. Even if we're talking about high school, I had one friend from Haiti.
Every incentive that Black Americans made to better ourselves in this country and to put in law, we don't get none of that shit. It goes right to immigrants.
Well, that was just a teaser. We are going to be watching the full clips after here. But before we go into it, hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are doing well today. Me to this side, I'm actually live and kicking, and in case you are seeing me for the very first time, I hope you do consider subscribing on the channel. Tap on that bell so that every time I upload anything on here, you're always notified. Well, in today's episode, I've come up with special videos that I want us to watch together. It seems that there is a war that is going on between the Black Americans and the African immigrants. The wars in the diaspora. These wars, it seems they are not ending sooner. I don't know who is literally lighting up this war, because it seems they are not ending sooner. I don't know, is it the Black Americans or the African immigrants? I don't know who is lighting up, but every time I come across videos, and it seems this war is literally growing and growing and growing, and it's bringing in a lot of hatred and a lot of division between Black Americans and Africans, which is actually not a good thing, you know. There are clips whereby Black Americans are saying that African immigrants are literally taking over the opportunities that Black Americans would have taken over in America. There are some Black Americans, they are saying that the government of America is literally sponsoring African immigrants. It is favoring African immigrants. Now, I don't know if this is true. I don't know what prompted this Black American. Yeah, I don't know what prompted this Black American lady to make such a video saying that African immigrants are taking over opportunities that would have been for Black Americans, and the government of America is literally favoring immigrants. I don't know. So guys, before I continue with these clips, I have just a question. I want to pose this question to anybody who is watching this video. Guys, let's imagine if Black Americans were not taken to America. Okay, as they say that, oh, Black Americans were taken to America as slaves. Let's imagine if they were not taken to America. Do you think African immigrants will be allowed to enter America? Okay, do you think it will be easy for them to enter America? Because I feel like Black American presence in America, it is literally favoring African immigrants for them to literally stay in America. You know, there is a lot of deportation that has been going on with the Mexicanos, even a few African immigrants who have been deported. But there are those ones that have stayed in America, and to me, I feel like they are actually mistaken to be Black Americans, as since we know that Black Americans can't be deported. I feel like the immigrants, the African immigrants who are in America, they are literally favored because of the Black Americans and because of what Black Americans had to go through to literally develop America. I don't know what you think. Before I start reacting and going into the deep with this video, guys, I want to know what you think about that question I've just posed. Write it down in the commentary as we continue to watch these clips together, and I'll come back and give my last opinion about these videos.
Every incentive that Black Americans made to better ourselves in this country and to put in law, we don't get none of that. It goes right to immigrants.
If you think that we get help from the US government when we move here, let me tell you this. We don't get nothing from the US government. Nothing at all. But I'm going to take my time to tell you how we do it. See, when I moved to this country, I was about, 25? I don't know, 25, 26. That's how old I was when I moved to this country. I grew up in Congo, in Kinshasa, okay? I did not grow up poor. Not at all. I grew up in a 4-bedroom house with a dog. We had a chauffeur, a maid, and a gate man. That's how I grew up. I was going to school in a Range Rover. That's how I grew up. I went to private school. I did not grow up poor. Most Africans are not poor. We just have unstable countries. Unstable countries meaning, by the time I got done with college, I had a job. I was working in our family business. Okay, our business was making a minimum of 1K a day. A minimum in Congo, 1K a day. We were living good. Life was nice. We living good. Everything was fine. But we were still in an unstable country. Now, this is how the instability in our countries literally ruins everything. This dude right here becomes president. He was president for 2 terms. After his 2 terms, he decided he wanted to extend for a 3rd term. That's not in the constitution. Now, his fanatics was fighting to keep him in power because they were getting richer and richer every year. They had no reason to let him go because he was making them richer. You feel me? So these people started a procedure to keep him in power for a 3rd term, and the population was not having it. So this dude right here, to punish the population, literally crashed the economy. Literally. Remember, our store was selling a minimum of 1K a day, okay? We went from 1K a day to zero for weeks, sometimes months. And that happened overnight. That led to people getting angry. That led to violence. That led to a lot of people's lives being destroyed because of violence. All these people in power became brutal. They started targeting the population. They started targeting people that were against them. That's the main reason why a lot of people from Congo left the country, because they were being targeted by the government. You have to leave. If you stay, they're gonna find you and X you. So I found my way out and moved to the US. Now I'm in the US and I have to start from scratch. I literally have nothing. I cannot even get a job because I don't have papers. So first thing to do is go to the immigration office and get papers. That takes about a year just to get papers to work. So I'm just waiting. In the meantime, I'm getting taken care of by people in my community for a whole year because I cannot get a job. You feel that, right? So all that time, all I can do is research, learn, study, understand the country, and prepare. My very first job was a factory job. I worked there for like 3 months. Then I moved to a different company, which was also a factory job. I worked there for like a year. The whole year I was there, I was telling myself, this is not how it's supposed to be, and this is not how it's gonna be. When I left that job, I said no more. So I started looking for jobs that's gonna push me forward. I found another job, then another job, then another job, and before you know, I'm starting to make 6 figures, just like that.
Us immigrants, not all of us, but a lot of us, seem to forget, or maybe they just don't know. But if you have been living in this country long enough, you should know that. The reason why we're here, the reason why we are allowed to be here, is because of the work Black Americans did. Because of the sacrifices they did. Because all the fights they had to fight in order for us, for them, because they didn't do it for us, they did it for themselves, and it's right. But today we are enjoying the fruit of their labor. And we should not forget that. I'm an immigrant. And yes, in my community, or in the immigrant community, and nobody can say otherwise, is a lot of disrespect for African American. It's a lot of it. I have heard it. And I have to admit that when I first came, I was also ignorant of their history. But after being in this country, for the amount of time I have been here, if I act like I don't know that, it means that I'm willingly demeaning them. They are mad. And you know what immigrants should do right now? We should not be arguing with them. We should be quiet and listen. Listen to what they're saying. Listen. No. It is not about us. It's about how they feel. It's about the experience. And guys, they are right. Many immigrant community call them lazy. They're not lazy. They even say they don't have a culture, and that's an insult. Of course they have a culture. Of course they do. In the music, in the food, in the way they live their life, in the way they dress, they have a culture. And by the way, a culture that is a leader in many ways. Our children in Africa dress like black children. Children in Asia dress like black children. Children in Latin America, in Europe. So please stop saying, and it's not only limited to clothing. It's in music, it's in history, it's in literature, it's in science. The immigrant community need to stop demeaning and disrespecting black American. They are mad, and they have all the right to be mad. Now, if my immigrant community or my African community want to come after me for what I say, that is on you. I don't care. Because the truth is the truth. And we need to admit where we're coming short. You're going to come to people's house and you want to look down at them? You want to disrespect them? Yes, not all Africans. Yes, not all Latino. Yes, not all blah, blah, blah. All Asian, blah, blah, blah. But enough to make a lot of noise. But enough for them to be mad. Rightfully so. We need to be quiet now and listen to what they have to tell us. No doubting the experience. No undermining the experience. No forgetting the accomplishments. We need to stop that. We need to stop, particularly the African community. You want to say they are our brother and sister and this is how you're treating them? Not everybody, but a lot of us do. We look down. We criticize them. We do it and we should not deny it. As a community, we do it. And we need to stop. Unity would be great. We all want unity. But unity without respect is impossible. Unity without recognizing the accomplishments of part of the group is impossible.
Everyone is invited to this scenario. So everybody come on in. Immigrants and Black Americans, okay? Everybody come on in. First gens, second gens, everybody come on in. So it's not the fault of many immigrants that they don't know what they entered into when they came into the United States of America. Some knew already, but many don't know that they're entering a war that has never ended. So in this scenario, the elites, I'm going to say the YT soups, have never gotten over their anger when Black America won multiple battles on the soil. From the Montgomery bus boycott to the civil rights movement and all the wins there, to gaining rights for not just ourselves, to every single non-whites in the country. Okay. Also, the YT soups have never really even gotten over, and you can think about what's going on today. Okay. They've never really gotten over the fact that Black America was from this country, the most influential in helping end apartheid. We led that charge. Okay. We were the ones who led the charge from the United States of America. So they're still angry about that. So many battles have been won for Black America, non-whites around the globe, due to Black America. Okay. So many immigrant people don't know they're coming into a war that has really never ended, because we changed the livelihoods of the YT soups here. Okay. We became the very threat to it. Now, so because Black America won those battles, they said, okay, we're going to use the battle that they won against them. So what we're going to do is we're going to always try and hire and elevate all immigrants over Black America. Okay? This is not, I'm going to read you something unbiased that proves it. Okay? This is already written about in the paper. They said it in the newspapers back in the day. I'm not making it up. Okay? We're going to just, okay, so you want them to have rights? We're going to give them yours. That's basically what the YT soups are doing. Okay? That's their chess move, to use immigrants against Black America. Now, it's our turn, and this is how they set up Black America. Okay? Now, this is listen close. They want us to vote against the immigrant because they never really wanted immigrants over here, not non-white immigrants over here in the first place. I said this in another video. So they said, okay, so we're going to use them against Black America, and the immigrants are going to love and adore white tees. Okay? And they sided with white tees. A lot of times they side, and they use the same wording, verbiage. They use the same things over and over against Black America. So, and they even decided to vote their own off the island. Okay, that's how much they love white tees. So now they're looking at Black America like this. So are you going to bow? Are you going to stop this fight for everyone's rights? Are you going to stop this? Because they've proven they don't love you. They love us. Why do they love us? Because we give them work. So here's the thing. You either vote with us to let them leave, to get them out of here, and don't push back. Because they already voiced how they felt about you anyway. We gave them ample time to say what we wanted them to say. So now you either vote with us and allow us to take away their rights so that you can have yours back. Because they're taking your jobs means no, we're giving them your jobs. That's what that means. Since you love them so much, we'll just give them your jobs. We'll give them your places in the universities. We'll give it to them. This is all because Black America is really strong, and we don't fold. So this is that they're trying to put us between a rock and a hard place. And immigrants fell for it. Okay? So the same people they sided with want them out of here. And don't want them ever to come back and get citizenship. But see, this is what happened. It's even so bad. It's like, it's so bad. They know that an immigrant won't say what they need to say because they'll end up like Joy Reid. They got this thing hooked down. They got it hooked down. Okay? You're not doing what I told you to do. Oh no. Oh no. We don't want that kind of immigrant. We want a docile one. So that we can put them against Black America, like the ones who voting against reparations. And so this is what's happening. Many immigrants have sided with Babylon. And unfortunately, they will regret the very day they sided with Babylon. Okay? Against the oppressed. See, that's biblical. That's biblical. It's right there in Revelation. You regret the day you side with Babylon against the oppressed. Just so you can feel your coin. Okay? And this is what's happening. That's a scenario. Now, I'm going to read something. Because many people don't know they entered a war that's not being fought like a regular war. But this is a war. It's been going on. That same Babylon that you side with is putting you out. And the way many want Black America to do something about it, you help them tie our hands. So that's the scenario. Now, the reason I call it a scenario, you can believe it or not. I'm not here to make you believe anything. I'm just telling you a scenario. And another thing, that YT soups understand that immigrants believe it's a gift to come here. When Black Americans, they know that Black Americans are owed. And so they play on the different perspectives. Okay? Because Black Americans are owed. But they know that immigrants believe it's a gift. Take advantage. Take advantage. Somebody's giving me a chance. When it was Black America who fought and built the nation. This is our country. Okay, so they play off the different perspectives because they are very different perspectives. One it is a gift, the other it's owed. White supremacy hates the power that Black solidarity helped open the door for immigrants. It's political. It fears Black leadership, Black-led coalitions. So they use divide and conquer as the playbook. While Black Americans have consistently shown up for other groups, the reverse is not always true. Many immigrants distance themselves from Blackness to gain privilege, displace Black people and opportunities meant to address past injustices, or worse, adopt anti-Black views to assimilate faster. White supremacy loves that outcome. It means it gets to punish Black America twice. For rising up and demanding justice and for extending justice to others. They're still angry at Black America immigrants. And they're angry at us for helping you.
I'm African American, and I'm gonna say this. I stand with Haitians, I stand with Africans, I stand with Jamaicans, I stand with Native Americans, I stand with brown Hispanics. And that's the way it's always been for me since I was a little girl. Even if we're talking about high school. I had one friend from Haiti in my clique, a friend from Jamaica, a friend from Guatemala, and they all looked Black. And we was a clique. And a friend from Costa Rica. Let me not forget about you, girl. So we mixing this pot. I don't know what y'all talking about boycotting the Africans. Boycott the shops that's disrespectful. Boycott the shops that charge way too much. Boycott the shops that don't know how to treat their customers or their employees because they be fighting in there. And it's unprofessional. Boycott them specifically. But me boycotting all, no, I'm not going to do that. I need my hair done. And I'm not going to keep braiding my hair. I'm not. I'm going to find the ones that know how to act. Y'all need to boycott Lululemon, Starbucks, Target, and all the places y'all still shopping at. We're the second foundational. Because let's be real, Native Americans are the first people. Blacks, we're not counting the white folks. Black Americans are the second in this country. And them African shops know no other business from immigrants wouldn't be here without us. Respect it. That's all we asking.
So I know this division and this hatred between Black Americans and African immigrants is not really sponsored by many. It's a few. Of course, we have those ones who just look at them. I'm talking about the FBAs. You know, the FBAs brothers who just look at these clips and they be like, I'm actually proud to be Black and I really want to go to the motherland and visit. So I honestly don't support the hatred and the division and the propaganda that is going on. Yeah, I don't know who is literally sponsoring it. I don't know who is sponsoring this division and the hatred. Is it the African American brothers or is it the African immigrants? I don't know. I think it is high time as African immigrants, they start to literally appreciate the presence of Black Americans in America. You know, there are clips of Black Americans saying that we are not from Africa, we are not Africans. And then if you go down to such videos in their commentaries, you always find comments like, after all, you were taken to America on chains, meaning you were a slave. I think we should actually appreciate slavery on the other hand, maybe, because if these Black Americans were not taken to America, African immigrants, we would literally struggle to enter America. Even staying there, the deportation will be so high for the African immigrants. You know, there has been clips that I uploaded yesterday, but one, in case you haven't watched it, it's about Americans, Black American women, boycotting African shop braiding shops, literally. They are starting it on 1st of August. Now, I don't know if they are really going to do it. I don't know. But you see the division that is really going on, the division between African Americans and African immigrants. This is not a good thing at all. I wouldn't honestly encourage it. And there are also some of the Black Americans who think that Africans going to America, we are literally poor. We don't have where to stay. You know how they show you videos of Africans are suffering, Africans, we don't eat food, we are literally suffering, we have bones, we don't eat food. You know those clips? This is the kind of mentality of some of the Black Americans that have. You know, they think Africans, we are poor. That is why every time we get an opportunity of going to America, we are going there like with an excitement that we have run away from poverty. That is not true. You say the same thing the other guy explained, that he was staying in Congo, and he was from a 4-bedroom house. They had a gatekeeper, they had a maid. The house, the situation at home was really good. But what is the main reason? Why did he leave Africa to go to America? It's because of the dollar, the currency, and also the African leaders that we are having. Africa is a beautiful place. And just because you're seeing us Africans coming to America and we are looking at ways of multiplying the money, you think we are poor. We are not poor. There is, under the video that I uploaded about Black Americans boycotting the African braiding shops, someone commented this comment, and it was kind of aggressive and very annoyed. I was imagining how this person is really annoyed, like Black African immigrants go to America and look for small cheap jobs that give them small money, and then after they feel excited. I kind of felt hurt, honestly. I felt hurt, but it is okay. It is okay. I don't even know what to say about this comment. It kind of hurt me, but I honestly don't support this kind of division between Africans and Black Americans. Deep inside of us, we know we are brothers and sisters, and I think that is what really matters. So I feel like I should stop here in this episode. I don't want to make it very long. Let me know what you guys think, because it seems the diaspora wars are not ending sooner, but maybe in the future they will end. I don't want this hatred to really grow. I just don't want it, because you know very well, the FBAs, you guys, we love you, we salute you. Me, I'm in Africa and I'm okay, but in case I get the opportunity, of course, landing in America, I'll be happy, to kind of increase on the dollar. That's the main reason. But we love Africa and we are proud Africans. So guys, I should stop here. Have a blessed day, and of course we shall meet again in another clip that I'll be uploading soon. Bye.